You glance my way before you step within. Your sigh and I shine in the cold setting sun. Wave goodbye, but you look through me. Why don't you look at me? I've tried to be as open as I can. Why don't you look at me? I'm tired of being the invisible man. The invisible man. Why don't you look at me? I've tried to be as open as
Okay, I'll give this show one more try. Nothing can be as bad as the last show. Actually, nothing would be better than the last show.
The invisible man. Oh, the invisible man.
Well, hello everyone and welcome to another edition of the Invisible Man Show. Sorry for the wait, we are about 15 or so or more minutes late. We had some audio issues, but we have those resolved. We're being very creative with using laptops and multiple devices for Glenn. So hopefully everything comes across wonderful so that his music is presented in the best way possible. So thank you very much everyone for joining us. We are on YouTube and Facebook. This is going to be the second to last show we're going to do on Facebook. When we come back in August after our break, we are going to be only on Facebook. So if you haven't, go over to Facebook, YouTube, right now, and subscribe to YouTube and hit the bell so that you get notified when we do go live in August. So, like the stream, subscribe. All the information about Glenn, there's lots of links in the description for the video. So in Facebook, look up, YouTube, look down, and there's lots of information. Go buy his music because he's fantastic. Anyhow, I'm now going to hand over, as we're doing an hour of music, and I'm kind of technically it's not the right word, but kind of a guest on the show as well. We're going to hand over the show now to Ryan. Over to you, Ben.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mark, and thank you everybody for joining us. As Mark has said, check your links for Facebook up, YouTube down. Or did I mix that up? No, that's right. Yep. That is correct. For all the information on our guests, we love to support our guests. But so instead of just calling him our guest, as I have done now multiple times, let us start off by introducing you to Glen Foster. Welcome to the show, Glenn. We're glad that we could have you here.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
I'm just going to give you a quick little spiel to our audience and sort of do an introduction. Glenn is an accomplished multi-instrumentalist, singer, songwriter, music producer, and president of his own companies, Rescue Records and Parent Publishing Productions. He has a great bit of alliteration there. Not hard to forget that one. He has been performing professionally for more than 40 years and released 7 albums of his own compositions. He has toured Canada extensively from coast to coast on the same bill with Lighthouse, Sammy Hagar, Dr. Hook, Jose Felician. I can't even pronounce that because that's my thing. For viewers of the show, knowing that mispronouncing people's names is my thing. Vlady, Jesse Winchester, and Stan Rogers. Welcome to the show, Glenn. That is quite the resume.
Thank you, Ryan.
So there's two bands or two sort of artists that jumped out at me. I remember Lighthouse from when I was a teenager because they were just sort of getting big when I was a teenager. But Sammy Hagar, you get to play for Sammy Hagar. You have no idea how jealous I am of you right now.
Yeah, I was in a rock band out of Toronto. We were called Tuxedo Max. We had, I guess, 1 or 2 records out at that point in time. And we had been touring across the country. And when we landed into Vancouver, we were all kind of set up with a promoter there who booked a show at the Pacific Coliseum with Sammy Hagar, who I don't know how well known he was at that point in time, but he sure played like he was at the top of his game, doing the Red Rider thing, and we did a opening set, and it was great.
So was that was Sammy Hagar pre Van Halen then?
Correct.
Before
yeah.
Okay, excellent. I was wondering. I was like, oh wow, because like as soon as he joined Van Halen, that's like superstar status here.
Stratosphere, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It still counts.
Did you get a chance to meet Sammy at all, or?
No, I didn't. No.
Oh, okay. So he was far enough up the pecking order that you opened for him. You can say you opened for Sammy. But.
Yeah, we opened for him, but of course my head was so big that I thought I was probably more important than him, so I didn't bother going over to knock on his door and say hi.
You see, I would have been total fanboy about that.
I'm just kidding. No, the truth, I was not very aware of his career at that point in time, and aware of what a incredible musician, singer, guitar player he really is.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And of course, there's some other. Dr. Hook is one that I remember, and not just people who towed my car in Winnipeg, because there's a company called Dr. Hook. And we've all probably had our vehicles towed by Dr. Hook. And a few more of them. Jesse Winchester sounds vaguely familiar, but definitely Lighthouse and Sammy Hagar.
Yeah, and the other one that you kind of had trouble spitting out was Jose Feliciano.
Feliciano. Okay, thank you. Thank you for correcting me.
He had a big hit with Light My Fire after the Doors had a hit with it.
Ah, okay.
He plays fantastic flamenco guitar and sings in kind of like the Latin style. And he had a huge career too.
Yeah, so now that you've actually pronounced the name right, because I'm just looking at it in text, of course, because the disconnect between eyes and brain, it sounds absolutely familiar. So Mark and Glenn have definitely got some music lined up for us here today. Glenn, you look like you're ready to go at a moment's notice. Have you got something prepared that we can throw out to our audience today?
Yeah, I'm all strung up and tuned up and ready to rock.
Very good. So why don't we give the stage over to our guest Glen Foster today, and we'll be back right after this.
Okay, here I go. "30 years of blazing trails, searching for some holy grail, finding fortunes in the lost and found. Cruising up the Sunshine Coast, Paradise Meadows we miss the most, destination, desolation sound. Now I'm leaving legends far behind, closing doors and drawn lines, setting sail with whales and ships aground. Forbidden plateau far behind, that unwinding lake where we unwind, destination, desolation sound. Well, Pacific winds, they squall and blow, we ride the tides that ebb and flow, in tandem kayaks with the sailboats tied. Out the inlets and through the straits, Burrito Haven and Harbor Grace, destination, desolation sound. While Pacific winds they squall and blow, we ride the tides that ebb and flow, in tandem kayaks with the sailboats tied. Out the inlets and through the straits, Burrito Haven and Harbor Grace, destination, desolation sound. Now we're touring round Tenitos Bay, at Kermit Island's campsite stay, exploring shorelines while we're westward bound. Oysters over an open fire, fish fry as the flames fly higher, destination, desolation sound. Yeah, Pacific winds, they squall and blow, we ride the tides that ebb and flow in tandem kayaks with sound. Destination, desolation sound.
Oh, and the audience goes wild. Hey,
Hey.
Thank you. Thank you.
that's great. Thanks, Glenn.
That was a great song. When I'm listening to the music, I usually often trying to pick it apart and say, "Oh, okay, what's that sound like to me?" And wherever I heard something like that, and I haven't quite put on everything yet. I just thought it was incredibly unique. Now we do have some folk who are maybe not nautical, us being in the middle of the prairies. Maybe could you explain a little bit about Desolation Sound and what do you? Where's the genesis and why write a song about kayaking to Desolation Sound?
Right. Well, first of all, the guitar style is a little bit based on Gordon Lightfoot, who's like a folk guitar player and a big influence on mine. And Desolation Sound, like I live on Vancouver Island, which is 40 miles from Vancouver, and it's a really big island. And as you get farther up, there is it's like a large inlet, you might say, or a huge bay. It's called a sound, and it's Desolation Sound. And it was discovered by Captain George Vancouver. I'm not sure the year, but you can imagine, when Canada was just being explored at that point in time. Anyways, we get a fair bit of rain here and fog. And so at the time when Captain Vancouver happened to be sailing through and discovered Desolation Sound, he claimed that this has to be the most desolate place on earth that I've ever been to. He was there on a bad day. But
there you go.
But kayaking is a great sport and way to get out on the water. And Desolation Sound is a real destination place. And we took a week and we kayaked up there and did some fishing. And while we have a double kayak, my wife's in the front paddling away, and meanwhile I'm in the back writing this song because I've got an idea.
Spoken like a true singer-songwriter. So we'll switch gears here, Mark, and hand it over to Mark. He's got some music prepared for us. Now, Mark, your musical resume is not quite as extensive as our guest, Mr. Foster. However, I would say that I have enjoyed playing music with you. And what are some of the highlights that before you get on, some of the highlights of either playing solo or playing maybe a show with us? What have been your favorite venues that we've done or that you've done? I
think the ones that the one that I've enjoyed the most. I was actually chatting with Glenn on Thursday, telling him about this. It was Studio Central. You and I have played there. I've played there as a solo. The first time I played there, it would be the first time. It would be the second time I played. First time I played there was a solo act. I was actually interrupted about 3 times during my half-an-hour set with questions from the audience during the set. It's a small little place. They help people they're going through some mental issues, depression or whatever, and some more other serious issues as well. And they use art and design to help people through it. And on an afternoon, 3:00 on an afternoon, they have music segments. And so it's all volunteer. It's a small little place, and I liked it because we get that immediate feedback. You've got the questions right away. It's very personal, and it was also, I think, the time where the first time I gave you a hard time, Ryan, on playing going in the wrong key, and I thought I really enjoyed that show because I was making fun of you the whole time.
And for anybody who knows, it took or who does not know, that is a song that we wrote together, and it was supposed to start in F sharp, and I tend to start it in F. And I have not only started it in the wrong key, but I've also started it way too fast. So that is absolutely true, and there's absolutely a wonderful program in that art space. Being able to help those who might need or being there to help people through difficult times in their life. Absolutely wonderful people, beautiful way of reaching out to the community. But we could probably talk about this for an hour. So let's put the show over to Mark.
Indeed.
And whatever you've
And I
got prepared
just
for
want
us.
to kind of remind you, Ryan, that we've got like Glenn and I've got 5 songs total that we'd like to get through in the hour, and I know we started late.
All right.
So we can keep things moving. That would be great. We've definitely got some questions or at least one question I see. I'm going to answer that one right away. So I'm going to steal the focus and answer that question, and then I'm going to play my song. So Shirley asked, is Studio Central, is that part of Scope? No, it isn't actually, although you would be, it's a reasonable guess. It's actually part of Arts Beats, which is a different organisation altogether, and they're also based downtown here in Winnipeg. Okay, I'm going to play a song off my solo CD, which was, and I've got, like as Ryan was very graciously pointed out, I don't have anywhere near the catalogue that Glenn does. But I do have 2 CDs out. One of them is a solo and one is with It's All in the Mind. This is from my EP, A Promise of Better Days, and it contains the line, A Promise of Better Days, which gave the title to the CD. It's called It's Going to Rain. My microphone's set up. Here we go. I can see dawn breaking, with the day the clouds closing, and your sun has ceased to shine. I will hold you up and make you mine, always be mine. Don't say a word because it shows. Your eyes tell all I need to know. You're searching for another way, oh, to be cleansed by the refreshing rain. But there's no need for rain. I can take you far away from here, to a place where the weather will never change. Come on, trust me, and take my hand, and fly away with me, 'cause it's going to rain. Wash away the grime, but it remains. Come with me and everything will change. This accusing truth gives way to a promise of better days, much better days. I can take you far away from here, to a place where the weather will never change. Come on, trust me, and take my hand, fly away with me, 'cause it's going to rain. How much brighter the days become. There it is, the evening sun. But do not fear the failing light, 'cause I will hold you throughout the night, hold you every night. I can take you far away from here, to a place where the weather will never change. Come on, trust me, and take my hand, and fly away with me, 'cause it's going to rain. It's going to rain. It's going to rain. Oh, I see.
It's
I
on.
don't get the
Good.
applause. What
Yes.
the? Oh, okay.
Excellent. So a quick question. I kind of know the answer to this, and because we've never really toyed with it a bit, but just as we're getting set up for the next song, Glenn, Mark, have you guys ever played with open tuning? I know there tends to be a lot of folky sounds that we produce, and Glenn, there's definitely a folk music feel to your music. Have you ever played with any kind of open tuning at all?
No. Sorry, was that for me or for Glenn?
Either or.
Okay,
Both.
sorry.
Well,
Well, I'm just going to jump in. I've got a quick answer. No. I usually play with standard tuning, and I've only got 2 songs where I play in drop D. And the reason I do that is it was written in E, and in order for me to get the slides in, I have to play in drop D. I can't play it in a different chord structure. So there's your answer. No, I play usually in regular tuning. Glenn?
just a standard tuning. How about Glenn? Have you ever done any?
I use drop D as well, fairly often, and also open G once in a while. But most of my songs on guitar are just in standard tuning. I also have a dobro, which is essentially a slide guitar, and it's just by nature tuned to an open G or an open D. And I also play a bit of lap steel, which often is played in a A6 or a standard E or E7 tuning.
Yeah. Okay. So Shalim asked a great question here. Is like, not being a musician, what is the significance of open tuning? What is standard tuning?
Okay, so
Mark,
I can answer that one with visual.
Yeah.
So we're playing with open G, for instance. This is a G chord. Now what I would do is to play this with open G, you would want it to be those exact notes. So you would tune this one instead of E, you'd tune it up to a G, you'd tune the next string down up to a B instead of an A, and so on. So you would play, you could just play then your barre chords. So you could play a G there, and then, would that be I'm not sure what that would be, a B, there you go. And it just makes life a little bit easier, and frees up your other hands to do some fiddly bits.
It also slightly different sounds to a chord.
And you can play all the Rolling Stones songs if you use open G.
Yeah, there you go. And you can dance like Mick too. You can play just with one hand, right?
It's really difficult to play Rolling Stones songs with standard tuning.
Yeah, and yes, you're correct. You're correct. Shalim, drop D does sound like a rap title or a rap artist, but it is. Well, there probably is a drop D rap artist out there, but we have not met them. But yeah, drop D just simply means you're changing your open string, your E string down to a D, and that's lower than where we are. So, anyways, Glenn, the stage is yours, my friend.
Okay, well, before we go any further, I'm just going to say that the only thing I had in my rider for this gig was that I kind of insisted that Mark didn't sound better than me or play better songs than me, and he's already broken that,
Oh, I'm sorry, Glenn. I was trying really hard. So I was trying really hard to go on.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding, of course. I'm just kidding. But that was a great song you played. This is one I wrote called Songwriter's Circle, and you can just listen to it and come to your own conclusions. Well, if tomorrow never comes, or yesterday don't fade away, there would still be here and now, and dreams to dance another day. Well, if forever ever ends, or the past could just begin, I'd be lost in time with you, and leave it all behind again. And like a songwriter's circle, those lines keep coming strong and fast. I won't ride into the sun to watch it all just come undone, till no one cares and none of this is fun. Like that songwriter's circle, the words we use don't seem to last. I might stay another day, say something I have to say, or maybe sing my song, then be on my way. Now I've forgotten most of what I know, don't understand all that I do, but I remember why I'd go, to feel alive and be with you. Well, the words of love are many, though the thoughts of loss are few, and now regrets I don't have any, the deep regards I have for you. And like a songwriter's circle, those lines keep coming strong and fast. I won't ride into the west, satisfied I passed the test. And then some guest yells, at least you did your best. In that songwriter's circle, the words we use don't seem to last. I might stay another day, say something I have to say, or maybe sing my song, then be on my way. Well, there's a bridge over troubled water, and a stairway to heaven too, where Mary Lou is the farmer's daughter, and I'm hopelessly devoted to you. Feels like I'm sitting on a teeter-totter with 16 tons on the other end. Sometimes I wonder why I bother, and I'm still running against the wind. Now my best I can't recall, the worst is still hard to forget. But if I'd never even tried, how would I know how far I'd get? Seems I'm so far from the top, but when I stop and look around, I might be tired of facing out, more afraid of falling down. And like a songwriter's circle, whose lines keep coming strong and fast, I won't sail into the west, satisfied I passed the test. And then some guest yells, at least you did your best. In that songwriter's circle, the words we choose, all things must pass. I might stay another day, say something I have to say, or maybe sing my song, just be on my way.
Bravo.
Nice.
That was great. I love that. I love that song for several reasons. The one is I love the reference to all the other songs there, and the little tagger there, especially with Stairway to Heaven. I'm a huge Led Zeppelin fan, so
You got that, right.
you got my
Nice.
you got it. That was wonderful. Now I gotta ask, can you play the rest of Stairway to Heaven?
I can, and I have played it many times. It's not allowed anymore, though, especially in stores. So I don't.
That's right.
Yes.
It's a reverent thing, you know. Songs like "Stairway to Heaven" are reverent and should be, you know, treated with maximum respect, I think. Which doesn't mean you can't play them, but you know.
There seems to be there's a right time and a place to do a cover, especially with a song that's as involved and as Stairway to Heaven. It's not one that you can just sort of keep in your back pocket. Yeah.
Do a great job of it if you do it.
You could do Dazed and Confused anywhere, but I mean.
Yeah. Or Purple Haze.
Oh, there you go. And so we'll switch gears here. Mark, go right on ahead. I know you have told me that you play Stairway to Heaven, but you have never played Stairway to Heaven for me.
I play all the time.
All right, there
I mean, now we got demonetized because if you remember, Ryan, we were arguing what is this chord? What chord is what's the name of that chord? Remember?
Oh shoot, I can't remember.
It was only a few weeks ago we were talking about what was that second chord in Stairway to Heaven.
I think it's recommended.
Yeah, I've heard. Okay, so without getting into the argument, I've heard it could be a variation of A, but I've also heard that. What did you say? It was an E.
No, I think it's
Augmented, E
it's
augmented.
yeah, you're right. Well, go back because you only play two of the notes as the chord. The rest of it's an arpeggio, so I don't think it's really a chord. That was my argument.
Well, yeah, and that's you're not alone in that assertion, but there's also a lot of other things that are happening on there because, and the reason you might think it's an E augmented is because there's the flute part that's in there or an organ. It's playing what would be the complement to those two plucked strings. So it works either way. And so now we have the ambiguity of music, but we're detracting from Mark's song. So Mark will give you the stage, and we'll continue this musical philosophical debate later.
Actually, if anyone's interested, just Google what is the second chord in Stairway to Heaven. Go on. There are dozens of videos on this topic, and no one.
And
agrees.
you will see, no one can agree. No one agrees.
No one agrees.
Right.
Nobody agrees. But if you do like 12 Tone on YouTube, it does a great breakdown of it. It's well worth watching.
Okay, I'm gonna get my microphones in the right place this time. Hey, this song is a actually I did want to say that I'm really enjoying your music, Glenn. I don't know whether it sounds like it, but there's a bit my music has or at least my inspiration was always based on English folk music, so that kind of stuff is really my kind of music. Even though I've absorbed a lot of the Beatles, a lot of some jazzy stuff into my music as well, that's really the root of mine is that style. So I love the folk, and that's not the first time I've said it on the show. I'm not just saying because you're on the show either. This song is actually, I wrote this one when I was in my late teens, early 20s, I can't remember. And it was just one of those, it's a love song that I wrote. I think I'd just broken up with a girl that I haven't dated her for a couple of weeks or something. So nothing really deep in here, but I was fiddling around, came out with this fiddly bits, and wrote a song, and I was very creative with the title as well. It's called "I Love You," and for years I haven't played this one in about 20. Or, no, when did we start? But about 10 years ago, I think I played this as a solo, and because it's so fiddly, I lack the confidence. I've been meaning to do it for the last few shows where we've done this. I kept backing out of it, but I've decided I'm going to play this live, even though I may mess it up. I need to break that the cycle of lacking confidence. I need to let the world hear this one, mistakes and all. Anyway, so the song is called "I Love You." Oh, and I'm going to hide the chats because you guys are distracting me. Here we go. All right. I heard I was alone. You tenderly took me up in your arms and gave me the love I knew. How this memory will last. One day I'll look back and smile, but still I love you. I may talk as if it's a dream, but it's vivid enough for me. And a dream cannot hold me like your love. The sweetness of your smile shines like a candle in my dark life, causing me to fall for you. And in a second I was free. You untied me from all my strife. Now I'm free with you. I may talk as if it's a dream, but it's vivid enough for me. And a dream cannot hold me like your love. How this memory will last. Now I can look back and smile. I still love you. Yes, I love you. I love you. There we go.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Mark. That was great.
And I
admittedly don't know that song well enough to know if you actually did make a mistake. So
no, but
as far
you
as
can
I'm
actually look at
concerned-
right before, I think it was
Bravo.
right after the second verse. No, sorry, the second time I sang the chorus, I smirked a little bit because I just thought to myself, "Oh, I haven't really majorly screwed anything up," and I'm thinking, "I'm going to screw it up because I'm like concentrating so hard."
I was wondering about that smirk. I was muted, and so I did a little because I've played with you enough to pick up on the body language. I was like, oh, he either missed something or skipped something or did something, but I wasn't going to call attention to it. But you brought
No, it was a little. I was like, I just thought I haven't messed up, and then I'm thinking right at the fiddly bit. I'm thinking, oh no, I'm going to mess it up again. But I think that I've been playing that one privately for years. I don't know why I just had this mental block this whole time. Why I wasn't doing it in public, because I obviously can do it.
Yeah, it's a lovely song. It's absolutely lovely, and everything that I would come to expect from the caliber of song and songwriting and performing that. Well, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
My brain apparently isn't functioning.
Something
Apparently
urgent I
getting over
got,
4 hours
Ryan.
of sleep a
Something
night
urgent.
isn't-
You've got to say hi to Elna. She's been trying to get your attention for a little while in the chat.
I did. I said hello to her.
There we go. Hey,
Well,
Elna. Now
okay,
stop
here
your
we
whining.
go. I will officially say it. Hello, Elna. Welcome. Oh, we're glad that you could join us today. You're too kind with all your wonderful comments.
There we go.
I just want to say we do have the best fans. Thank you so much for being awesome, guys. We love you all. We make the show for you, so enjoy. A question actually from Shalim. Mark, did you ever like the Brit band Fairport Convention? Yes, I can read. I read.
The way you said it doesn't sound familiar, so I'm going to probably say no.
Okay.
I
believe he's got a link.
If that's a reference to English folk music, I'll give you a name to look up. Ralph McTell. He wrote the Streets of London, which is one of my all-time favorite songs. So go check that out.
Which one was the guy who wrote the theme to Postman Pat?
That's the same guy, Ralph McTell. Yeah.
Same guy. Okay, yes, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That was a show. So obviously that was a show from
and his Black and
many,
White
many,
Cats.
many years ago. Yes, and his and I remember Mark was showing me a song, and he had mentioned that artist, and he goes, I don't know if you would know it, but he did the song for a children's show called Postman Pat, and it happened to be that a Canadian show Canadian channel YTV used to show Postman Pat in their afternoon lineup, and as a kid I just would catch it or see a little bit of it, and they're not very big shows, but as soon as he said it, Postman Pat, here I am 20 years, I haven't even thought about it, but I'm sitting there, Postman Pat,
and his Black and White Cats.
Postman Pat and his Black and White Cat, and just like I got it right away. So
okay, actually, we've actually got some movement in the balcony. So I think the guys in the balcony have. I think they're trying to get our attention.
I should have known that I wouldn't really like this show. What with me being a Capricorn and them being terrible.
Right. Thank you guys.
Why do we let
Thank
these
you.
guys back in?
Thank
man?
you guys. Anyhow, back to the show.
All right. Oh well, apparently Elna loved Postman Pat as well, which is great.
Yep.
That is excellent. So Glenn, I'll let you get queued up for the next one there. Just something that I've noticed, and maybe you could before you play. Jim Croce, were you ever influenced by any of his music?
Yeah, very much. Yeah, and
Excellent.
he played great guitar and had an excellent lead guitar player with him. And when I first really started playing professionally, I was in the same format where there was two guitar players. So yeah, definitely that's a good comparison or a good observation.
Well, and I noticed because there's a lot of motif in sort of that 70s folk music, which was obviously Jim's scene, of
Yeah.
just the progression. And I've noted that in just the way that, especially in that last song, the Songwriter Circle song,
Right.
it was there. And I was like, oh man, that really reminds me of some of the songs that Jim Croce had, especially off the You Don't Mess Around with Jim album,
Right, right.
like
James
Say Hey
Taylor.
Tomorrow or something. So,
James Taylor is another one who's well known for his excellent guitar picking. Paul
yes.
Simon is another excellent guitar picker. You know, with a kind of a folk style. I thought that Mark's last song reminded me a little bit of Moody Blues. I don't know if Moody Blues were an influence on you, but that could have been a Moody Blues cover song that you just played. Told us it was your own.
Interesting. No, other than when we used to go out to what we used to call the disco, which was really just a where you just went out when you were in high school and they played all kinds of music, but they still called it disco. Moody Blues was often played, but other than that, I never really listened to them. Didn't dislike it, but just it wasn't really the kind of stuff I was listening to. So, if it sounds like it's either I listened to it a lot more than I thought I did, or either that, or it's a coincidence. Probably a bit of both.
Yeah. Well, I've got a Scottish folk song that I'll play for you because we're kind of on the topic of British folk music, and this is called Dalgety Bay. And I have friends who live in Dalgety Bay, and I've stayed with them and toured around there a little bit several years ago. So I'll play you a song called Dalgety Bay. Ready? Here we go. In a village on the Firth of Forth, where the boats go sailing by, in the heather on the hillside, I found the love of my life. A sweet, kind-hearted lassie with flowers in her hair, and I knew I'd never stray far from Dalgety Bay. Her eyes, they shone like starlight the day they first met mine. Smile to bring the laughter, no fairer love I'd find. 'Twas then that I knew deep inside I could not go away, and that I'd never stray far from Dalgety Bay. Dalgety Bay, travel endless miles. Dalgety Bay, a farthing for your smile. Well, she told me that she loved me, and her heart was truly mine. We decided then to marry, a cottage we would find, and there we'd raise a family, a daughter or a son, and pray they'd never stray far from Dalgety Bay. Dalgety Bay, I'd travel endless miles. Dalgety Bay, a farthing for your smile. Now our travels they have taken us o'er mountains far abroad, to Canada, across the sea, through foreign lands we've trod. But there's the place we'll e'er return, it's where we make our home. I know I'll never stray now from Dalgety Bay. Dalgety Bay, travel endless miles. Dalgety Bay, a farthing for your smile. Yes, there's the place we'll e'er return, it's where we make our home. I know I'll never stray now from Dalgety Bay. I know I'll never stray far from Dalgety Bay.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. We have lots of positive comments coming from our audience. Elna and Chris both loving it. Elna also saying how much she loves the way that you're playing your guitar. Well done. Well done indeed. Very enjoyable. Absolutely. Dalgety Bay made me want to go get a glass or a tumbler out and get the single malt and sit and sip for the afternoon.
That'll do it to you. That's exactly where you want to be.
However, I don't think we have any single malt scotch in the house anymore. I haven't been a drinker for a number of years now, but I could be convinced to have a glass of scotch and watch the sunset.
And a plate full of haggis too.
Aye. my Scottish roots do love the haggis.
You know what? I'm English, and I'd say if you stuff anything to a sheep's stomach, I'll eat it.
There you go.
People are crazy.
Hey, come on now. I remember the first time I tried haggis was at a Folklorama here in Winnipeg. We have a cultural celebration. Well, not for the last couple of years, obviously, but every year we have a Folklorama, and where different ethnic groups around the city will, hey, this is our culture and this is our roots and stuff, and it's a celebration of that. And at the Scottish Pavilion, they serve haggis, and I had some, and I was like, oh, how did I say no to this for so long? Oh, yes.
If you have doubts, just put lots of brown sauce on it.
Yes.
Lots of brown sauce.
Is that right, Mark? Just lots and lots of brown sauce?
Yep. Yes, indeed.
There you go.
Yep. Actually, you put brown sauce on everything. And I usually do.
Absolutely. Bacon, anything.
Very good, very good. All right. We'll switch over, Mark, to give the stage to you. And please, take it away.
Excellent. So, I was online, or was just checking the emails, and surprisingly enough, one of my old videos. It was one of the videos from the last show that me and Ryan did, or the last show Ryan and I did back in end of 2019, and it was a song that Eleanor said she really loved. At the time, I think she said it was her favorite, a new favorite, I think. And I'm going to play this one just for Eleanor. It was actually a song written by Gavin George, who's been on the show several times, my songwriting partner in the UK. And he wrote this one around about the same time as I wrote that last one. So, late teens, early 20s. So, and this is one of my favourites as well. So you're not alone on that one, Eleanor. It's called, it was one of, as you do when you're that age, it's a breakup song. You know, what else is there going to be? Anyway, it's called Winter Garden. Oops, I'm too far away. Yeah. I see no one, just shadows. The empty field that fills my heart. All I see is footprints in the sand. They remind me of our love. A year ago this garden was alive. The flowers bloomed, but now they hide. Then the roses reached up to the sky. Now they only lay down and cry. Pour your rain and your sunlight down. Breathe a new life into the ground. Let me see your lovely face. Oh, let me see your smile. For your love's dry place. Oh, let me feel your sweet embrace. 'Cause I hope that you will come back again. I long to see the birds fly, to hear their song, but they only sigh. I hear hear the wind holds the echoes of our love. How I wish that you were here. Pour your rain and your sunlight down. Breathe new life into the ground. Let me see your lovely face. Oh, let me see your smile. Pour your love on this dry place. Oh, let me feel your sweet embrace. 'Cause I hope that you will come back again. Pour your rain and your sunlight down. Breathe new life into the ground. Let me see your lovely face. Oh, let me see your smile. Pour your love on this dry place. Oh, let me feel your sweet embrace. 'Cause I hope that you will come back again. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. Well done, Mark. Comments here. People wonder why Mark is my favorite, coming from Elna. She says, thank you, Mark. You have now made her weekend.
Excellent.
Hooray. So
I'm now a creator of weekends. Lovely. All right.
there you go. And a question actually from Shalim for Glenn. Glenn, have you ever played the Winnipeg Folk Festival?
No, I have not. I've played lots of other festivals, of course, but never fortunate enough to be in Winnipeg for that.
Well, we would love to have you. It was I think Shalim is right. You would fit right in there. So.
Excellent.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any kind of folk festival happening this year. Just too much variability, and really on the part of the creators, it sucks. But thanks for thinking about keeping your fan base safe. That's definitely it there. Sure. Mark, there's a question from Shalim. I'm going to answer it here. Mark, when are you going to have do some more recordings? Mark's done lots of recordings. He's waiting for me to finish my recording. Sorry, all. It definitely is. We definitely have some new work. It's not like I haven't done some pre-recording and stuff and done some rehearsing. I'm just not at a point where I'm ready to hand it over to Mark. And it's been a lot. There's been some technical difficulties between my computer and his computer that have put in. Not to mention having a 3-year-old and a 2-month-old at home.
Nothing wrong with my computer.
There's
nothing wrong with my computer.
Exactly. So, but recently we've had some restrictions get lifted, and it's possible for me to actually go over to Mark's place, so we can actually do something. So we can eliminate the technical variability, and we can just go with it. So, hooray! Yes, exactly. Wow. Fireworks all over. So. I'm being scolded by Elna. Ryan. Yes.
Okay, let's go really over the top here. Let's go over the top. Here we go. Yay!
And don't worry, everybody. They're virtual balloons. They will not destroy the environment.
Okay.
At any rate, Glenn, have you got another song queued up for us?
Yeah, I do. I've actually got a song that's 8 minutes long, but I'm not going to do that. I only pull that out if I want to be really obnoxious.
Oh, so that's your fine. Answer to Stairway to Heaven, then, right?
Actually, you can do that one. If you do that one, you can fit in with me and Ryan then. and the guys on the balcony, but enough of those for now.
I'll spare you the pain of playing that one today. But I've got another one. This is a new song that I've just written. I'm releasing a new album on the 4th of July. And this is going to be one of the single picks from it. It's called Friends Like That. It's a little bit tongue-in-cheek. It's about friends that maybe aren't all that nice sometimes, and then maybe we find ourselves being like that. So it kind of asks a question. I'll play it for you, okay? Here we go. A long lost friend just showed up one day. I recognize your face. Yeah, I'm doing okay. But you're having a midlife crisis. What do you expect me to say? If I could deal with the drama, I might invite you to stay. But with friends like that, who needs enemies? I've got all the help I can handle. Don't even begin. You build me up, but you bring me down. I like to help you out. How did you get in? My 42nd cousin thought he'd look me up. Arrived in my driveway in his pickup truck. Yeah, I remember Uncle Bob and his turkey farm. Well, I'm sorry all the neighbors did you so much harm. Friends like that, who needs enemies? I've got all the help I can handle. Don't even begin. You build me up, then you bring me down. I like to help you out. How did you get in? Now, a kid I knew when we were back in school, he used to beat me up. Thought he was cool. He'd give me a punch, throw my lunch away, leave me out of the fun when there were games to play. I used to hate that kid. He made my life miserable. If I could go back then, I'd change a thing or two. But I forgive him now. I don't want to commiserate. Why hold a grudge? There's no good it can do. Friends like that, who needs enemies? Got all the help I can handle. Don't even begin. You build me up, but you bring me down. I like to help you out. How did you get in? Now my new best friend invites me out on the town. He's gonna show me a good time, spread some money around. But I bought all the drinks, I even paid for the meal. He forgot his wallet at home. Yeah, that was some kind of deal. Friends like that, who needs enemies? I've got all the help I can handle. So let's not pretend. You set me up, then you let me down. I like to help you out. How did you get in? Friends like that, friends like that. There you go.
There you go. Thanks, Glenn. That's great. Now, Glenn's got is a really great entertainer. He's got some really really good songs. I just wanted to point out that we actually, I'm such a big fan of Glen's music that I selected one of his songs for the Invisible Song Club just a couple of episodes ago, so go check that out. A lot of fun. I forget the title off the top of my head, but it was a lot of fun and it was great.
Rain, Dawn, and Beauty.
Thank you, Glenn. Sorry, I should remember the titles, but I always forget the names of the titles and the upcoming guests. I always forget that as well. So go check it out. And if you like it, go buy it. There's links in the description too.
Yeah, no, that was an excellent song. Lots of positive feedbacks here in the comments. Elna, I like the song. I'll play it for a couple people I know. LOL. Yeah, we all have a few people like that. Brilliance from Chris Lady. You're my new Harry Chapin or Chapin. I don't know how to
Harry
pronounce
Chapin.
that. Yeah, there you go, Chapin. There. See, pronouncing things wrong is my deal. Clap, 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 coming from Shalim. Great song from Elna and Chris Lady. I agree 100%. There definitely is a very strong resemblance to Bob Dylan, or a very big Bob Dylan sound and feel to that song. So,
Neat.
well done indeed.
Excellent.
Mark, you got one more for us?
I do, and I just wanted to just check with Glenn. I think I said I'd asked you to prepare 5 songs. Do you have one more to go, Glenn?
I'm prepared to do another song if you want, but you can go ahead for sure.
Well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do one, but I was going to leave it up to you if you wanted to close the sets with one for yourself from yourself there.
I kind of missed your audio there, but sorry. Do you want me to play a song now?
No, I'll do one now, and
he's-
then if I can get, if you wanted to do one after me, and then I'll, then we'll end with you. That will be your song will be the last one. Okay, sound good?
Okay, perfect.
Okay, great. So I'm going to do this one, which is completely outer. It's not folky even slightly. And when I realized, when I was introducing the last 2 songs, I realized all the songs I've got, I wrote either. Oh, should I let me steal the focus up? All the songs that 3 of the 5 songs that I had prepared were all either written or partially written when I was in my late teens, early 20s. This was one of the first songs I ever wrote, was the chorus anyway, and I hated it. And I've told this story before on the show, but it was so I was like 16 and I'm mid-50s now, so like, and about 10 years ago I rewrote it because I couldn't get the chorus out of my head, and I was like, I hate this song, why is it in my head? And I decided, you know what, if it's that catchy, I've got to do something with it. So I took the chorus, modified it slightly, and rewrote the verse. So, and it's one of my faves, one of my own songs here. If I'm allowed to have favorites of my own, it's a lot of fun to play. It's a lot of fun to do live as well. It's on the It's All in the Mind CD, and it's all about people being human beings, thinking about the things they want to say, and then when it comes out, it's taken the wrong way entirely. A bit tongue in cheek. It's called "I Didn't Say What I Mean." Okay, let me got to cover up the chat because I am really distracted easily. Okay. It's hard to put these feelings into words. I'm not sure how I can express. I say exactly what I think I mean, and then I realize what I said. I didn't say what I mean, didn't mean what I said. Didn't say what I mean, didn't mean what I said. But I love you, yes I do. I didn't say what I mean, didn't mean what I said. Didn't say what I mean, didn't mean what I said. But I love you, yes I do. Oh, I love you, yes I do. I want to tell you just how I feel, and tell you how wonderful you are. Then I go and see what's in my head instead of what is in my heart. I didn't say what I mean, didn't mean what I said. Didn't say what I mean, didn't mean what I said. But I love you. Yes, I do. Didn't say what I mean, didn't mean what I said. Didn't say what I mean, didn't mean what I said. But I love you. Yes, I do. Oh, I love you. Yes, I do. The way I feel for you, I don't want to hide. But then I open up my mouth and with both feet I jump right inside. I didn't say what I mean, didn't mean what I said. Didn't say what I mean, didn't mean what I said. But I love you, yes I do. I didn't say what I mean, didn't mean what I said. Didn't say what I mean, didn't mean what I said. But I love you, yes I do. Oh, I love you, yes I do. I didn't say what I mean, didn't mean what I said. Didn't say what I mean, didn't mean what I said. But I love you, yes I do. Oh, I love you, yes I do. Yes, I love you. Here we go.
Yes, that is absolutely one of our favorites to play. Usually gets a great reaction from our crowd, and it is just a wonderful song to play. And what's interesting is I didn't have a chance to add it obviously because Mark had sort of taken the stage there. It's interesting how you can have some songs like that in your repertoire. I didn't like it, or it's kind of whatever, and then you come back to it and you change it. You change it up. You try something different. You try something new with it, and then it takes on a life of its own. We actually have a couple of songs that I had originally written with another band. That band didn't pan out. We didn't do any real serious recording or anything like that, other than just recording some rehearsals. And that has actually become two different songs. One of them will be on. Hopefully, it'll be on our new album. Maybe it might not, but it will definitely be coming out at some point.
What's the title?
Well, the original, the first song that we created out of the song that I had written that didn't go anywhere was called "Disco's Not Dead," because it has this wonderful breakdown beat, and then the intro to the song that we took that part from is now going to become a song called, well, its working title is "Frantic" right now.
We haven't. We have to rehearse those a lot more before we record them. Yeah, particularly the second one.
But yes, but it's just interesting how you can have a songwriting idea. It can be set around. It can go nowhere, and then all of a sudden, here we are a few years later, and it takes on a life of its own. So, but without taking too much away, we will once again give the lots of first of all, lots of positive feedback. Mark, I'll let you go read through the comments. Lots of people saying,
we can read through the comments there at the end there.
Yep, no problem. Lots of good reactions to your songwriting.
I don't want to keep if Glenn needs to get going, I don't want to keep him.
Absolutely. So we'll give you the spotlight, Glenn, for one last time for your last song of the day.
Okay, thank you. Thanks very much, guys. It's been a pleasure, and really appreciate being invited to be part of the Invisible Man team. This song is called Dusty Roads. It has kind of a dual meaning because just like John Denver's Country Roads, I thought, well, Dusty Roads would make a good title for a song. And then I recalled that years ago I knew and worked with a fellow named Dusty Rhodes, who was a sound technician, stage manager at a music hall, and quite a character. There's also a tie-in with the Fender Rhodes, because that's how his name was spelled, was with that Rhodes. So this is called Dusty Roads. It's off my latest album, and you can find that at glenfoster.ca. clouds billow high in the sky. You see them far away up where the magpies fly. There's been no rain and the fields are dry. The sun's so hot those crops wither and die. Riding a Harley there's an easy smile. The road stretches on for a country mile. Dusty roads, I still see you there. Not in a hurry and don't know where. No destination and you don't care. Just carry that load. Dusty roads. Back in the city there lives a man. Worked in the theater as a lead stage hand. Behind the scenes at the time of his life, met a pretty singer who became his wife. She had a smile that would make him melt, and he could growl, and that's how he felt. An honest working man deserves an ode. Everybody knew him as Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes, I still see you there. Not in a hurry and going nowhere. No destination and you don't care. Just carry that load. Dusty Rhodes. But then a young man appeared on the scene, bursting with talent, all tall and lean, playing piano like he's in a trance. Those flying fingers made the people dance. Papa would listen all full of pride. Mama lash on to singing at his side. Man of his word, an honor to know. Husband, friend, father, brother, Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes, I still see you there. Not in a hurry and going nowhere. No destination and you don't care. Just carry that load. Dusty Rhodes. Off in the corner stands an electric grand. The man sits down with his magic hands. It's just a dusty old Fender Rhodes, but it comes to life with melody and mold. And you don't care, just carry that load. Dusty Rhodes, Dusty Rhodes, he's a legend. Dusty Rhodes, not forgotten. Dusty Rhodes, he's still loved. Oh, Dusty Rhodes.
That was great. Thanks, Glenn.
Excellent.
I was kind
That
of
was
a
wonderful.
really interesting enjoy. There was like a multiple genres almost in there as well. A little bit of bluegrass was kind of enjoyable. It sounded like bluegrass. Nice little hammers on and pull offs there, and a little jazzy bit there towards the end. That was nice. And I just wanted to point out, it looks like Shaleem's been posting the lyrics to the songs in the chats, so yeah, you can read along. I'm assuming you're okay with having your lyrics in the chat there, Glenn.
Absolutely, yeah, that's a great idea. You bet.
Yeah. So thanks for that, Shaleem, because I was actually following along. I can get on here as soon as you're done because I'm following the lyrics. So that was great. It was working out well. Yeah. So thanks, Shaleem.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for having me again today, guys. It's great to be here, and I'll see you again for sure.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
that'll
have
be-
lots of different comments saying that people enjoyed it, and they very much enjoyed your music for today. I thoroughly enjoyed listening to you
Yeah.
today, and Mark as well. I mean, obviously, Mark.
Thanks,
Come
Ryan.
on.
Yeah, great to hear, Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. So I would definitely like to have you back on. I'll give you a day or two to let it sink in the experience and see if maybe you don't want to come back. We'll follow up and we'll get you back on maybe sometime September or October. Really depends on how busy everybody is as everything opens up and we're doing live shows and stuff. But we'll get in touch. We'll definitely want you back on. It was always a lot of fun.
Definitely.
Always a lot of fun to
Thank
have
you.
on.
Great.
Okay. Well, I think that's we've got the end of the show there. I will read through
Yep.
the comments a little bit later today, just to see if there's anything that aimed at me. Big thank you once again, Glen, for joining us, and for everybody who's been active in the chat. So thanks for being patient that we were a little bit late. We were late starting, so we made up for it by being very late finishing. So thank you very much, everybody. If you haven't already liked the stream, don't forget we are moving to YouTube in August, solely on YouTube. So if you haven't already got an account, sign up and subscribe to the Invisible Man Show channel, and then click the bell so you get notified when we have live shows. So thank you very much. Check out all the links to Glen's social media links and everything. Check it out in the description on the video. Again, thanks for Ryan for hosting, doing the main part of the hosting, while I can sit back and relax and I can enjoy.
Just focus on playing your music, and you see, I took the burden off you so you could play your
Indeed.
You could face your fear and play the song that you were afraid to.
Nice.
Okay, so,
Excellent.
so thank you very much, everybody. We got the last show of the season of The Invisible Man next Saturday of the season. We're taking a month off. We're going to kind of do a little bit of a review, I think. We're not really sure exactly how it works, but we've got Adam Feasey from the Welcome to the Madhouse is going to be joining us, along with Angela R. Campbell from the Invisible Song Club. So all the invisible people will be on the show next Saturday, and of course one more Invisible Song Club the following, not tomorrow, the next Sunday. So we'll catch you all. I'm really looking forward to my time off. I can say that. Thank you very much, everybody, and we will catch you all in another week. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Well, thank God that's over. Now we can disappear. Not literally. Hey, your clothes ain't supposed to disappear as well. Are you still here? I hate it when he does that. I'm gonna put a bell on him or something.